righty. Hey, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. Let's get a few things situated here so we can have ourselves a good time. Perfect. Perfect. Get ourselves packed up here. Hope everybody's having a great night. Son of Odin, thanks. Thank you very much. I was super excited. 300 subs is something I ever thought I'd have for somebody coming on just wanting to show off their grow. So I appreciate you being here. How's everything in your world? Just packing up the bong right now with some Jet Wreck from Hooligan Genetics. It's not too bad. Gassy, pretty gassy overall. Little bit of sweetness on it, but not too much. You notice it on the exhale some, but overall good weed. Hey, Christiana Nicole, how are you? Growing old, what's going on? Let's get you modded up here. Get people squared away. Bud, how are you, man? Thanks, Growing Old. I appreciate it. Let's do this too. Rabbit, what's going on? Hey, Frank, cheers. Let's do a bong rip for the 300 subs. CB, what's going on? Cheers, everybody. Some good stuff. No problem, Christiana. Cheers, everybody. So, on top of, excuse me, better take a sip and stay hydrated. On top of the 300 subscribers, last week, excuse me, I had the opportunity to tour a local grow facility located right here in Phoenix, New York, and phenomenal. Something I, excuse me. Hey, Cali Bear, and hey, Dream 2, thanks for swinging by. Yeah, this is a up to 5,000 plant facility. They currently are running 1,250. They've invited me back to take videos and throw them up on my page, so I'm pretty excited about that. They're yielding about 200 pounds per harvest, which is pretty impressive. They sell most of their stuff to New York City, which is fine, but we got to sample some, and I will tell you, they're doing a super booth right now, and they've got, 4 beds, and each one of the beds has a different strain. I don't remember what the other 3 are. I just know the super booth was what we tried, and it was solid. It was some really, really solid product. You know, it's interesting, though. You know, we're all used to growing our plants a certain way, and, you know, he pulls his clones, he pulls them tall, he pulls them like this big. And when they're flipping their plants to flower, they're completely bare with about 4 leaves on top of them. And yeah, it's his way. And within X number of weeks, those plants are 5 to 6 feet tall and they're monsters. It's just an incredibly interesting way to grow. And he's all in living soil and he bottom waters, which is even weirder, but it was cool. Cool indeed. Sorry, I'm just going to catch up with the chat for a second. Yeah, I know, growing old. It was great. My son bumped into this guy. He's manager at a coffee shop located around here. And he said the guy would come in every day reeking of weed. And finally he asked him one day, and the guy's like, oh, yeah, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, definitely was an experience. I got to tell you, the amount of money that it must cost to put together a facility like that is incredible. I mean, he had mechanical blackout curtains, and it was interesting that he was running the old halogen lights, you know, the HPs. That was pretty interesting. Hey, Limey, how you doing? Thanks for swinging in. Sorry, catching up a second on the chat. I feel bad. I've just been rambling. What do we got going on here? Wow, nice. We got 12 people in here. That's super. Super indeed. Christiana, are you talking about Phoenix, Arizona or Phoenix, New York? I'm just curious. Since I didn't see earlier in the chat when people were talking about where they were from. So, yeah, the name of their farm is Beforeland Farms. Anthony, thanks for swinging in. I appreciate you. Christiana, I did say Phoenix, New York. I'm actually in Oswego, New York. So, right on Lake Ontario. Oh, no kidding. I was just in Fulton today. It's where my kids are. That's pretty cool. Small world out there. Very small world. Yeah, the farm is Beforeland Farms, located right in Phoenix. And I don't want to misquote the name of their product line, so I'm not going to tell you what it is because my son says it's one thing and I say it's another. So I've got to get back with Aaron and see what he has to say. Benny, hey, thanks for swinging in. Limey, you're in England? No kidding. That's awesome. I just love it that we get people from all over the United States and from all over the world swinging in and out of the chats. It's fantastic. It really is. Really, really is. Next, what's going on? Thanks for swinging in. I'm hoping everybody's doing well. Sub up to one another if you haven't. And make sure you hit the like button. I appreciate that greatly. It does something for the worldwide algorithm that's out there. So, yep. So how's everybody's plants doing for those of you who grow? And if not, how's the smoke going for everybody who's smoking? I know Anthony's got some big plans. The girls are looking okay, Anthony. We did some bottom defoliation today. My the ones that are in the raised bed, I've got one that's almost 7 feet right now, which is pretty good. I don't know. I don't care for them that tall, I've decided, because now I got to mess around with the ladder and stuff like that. And, you know, I was an idiot and didn't put a second row of netting up. So, you know, all things that I'm learning for next year so I don't freaking end up with a shit show. I know, Frank. I know you're smoking the best weed around. Gonna have to try some of it someday. I'll have to take a road trip or something along those lines. A field trip to Frank's Canna Lounge. There you go. That's good, Benny. I've got 3 others that didn't go in the 150, and They're adequate. I like them. My one that I scrogged is my favorite right at the moment. Just because the thing got so big, I don't know what I thought it was going to do. I've seen people scrog plants before. I just didn't know it was going to happen. 10 feet, Anthony? Holy shit. Oh, next, you got bugs outside or bud rot? That sucks. That really sucks. I know I went through that last year and it was miserable. Wasn't the bugs, it was the bud rot that really, really kicked me in the ass. So, and as soon as we saw it, we started pulling the plants down because we knew it was just going to go from one to another to another. So, yep. Yes, indeed. Hey, Queen, how are you? Thank you. Thanks, nobody. I appreciate that. Sorry I hadn't modded you up before. I was trying to catch up and you kept on going off my screen. So I'm doing fantastic tonight. It's been a weird weekend. Started out on Friday with funeral for my father-in-law, long, complicated story. Not father-in-law, excuse me, stepfather, which is great. That's fine and everything. But he passed away like a year and a half ago. So it was a very big production and emotional for my father, who obviously it was his husband and everything. So he was upset. So then yesterday we had our big family reunion. We had 40 or 50 people in from all over the place, which was great, which was really great. Because, I mean, my aunt and uncle and one of their kids came in from France. We haven't seen them in 11 years. And, you know, it was great. It was a good time by everybody, you know. And then this morning, my sister left for Alabama, where she's going to be with her husband for the next 10 years. So, yeah, I said it's been an interesting weekend. Hey, Trevor, how you doing? Thanks for stopping in. Get you modulated here. Try to mod up everybody that I've seen before in other chats and like that. Just, I know you guys. I know that you'll keep the live safe and keep any inappropriate people out. You know, as anybody who's seen my lives before, we're pretty cool. We all get along. You know, we're not slamming people or other growers or anything. We may choose some interesting topics, but still the same. And obviously, it's 18 or older to be in here. I think it's time for another bong rip. That's what I'm thinking. Definitely do. And then probably get set up to do some dabs. I think that might be nice too. But all right, for anybody who didn't hear me before, I'm hitting on the Jet Rack from Hooligan Genetics. It's homegrown, and here we go. Cheers, everybody. Excuse me. Hey, country boy, thanks. I appreciate that. Thank you for the sub. Let me get you squared away in here. Oh, that's the best, Benny. We were doing that yesterday. My wife's like, will you pack a Keef bowl? So I'm like, sure. She's like, Excuse me. She's like, make sure it's only got a little weed in it. So we were doing like enough weed just to plug the hole in the bottom of the bowl, and the rest was all keef, and it was supreme. It really was. You can't grow at home, Limey? I'm not familiar with laws everywhere. I do know that where my sister's moving to in Alabama, or just Alabama in general, they got some pretty harsh laws. They really, really do. It's like 6 months in jail, $6,000 fine, 6 months suspension of your license, and I don't remember what else. I know that if you get caught a second time, they turn it into a felony. So, yep. And it's small amount, really, really small amount. So I told my sister, unfortunately, she could rent an Airbnb on the other side of the border, and I would be more than glad to come visit her then. And I think that would be great. Hey, big movie, what's going on? Thanks for swinging through. Let's get you squared away up here. There we go. Nice, Limey. Yeah, I think I saw someone that comes on Levels Grow Show, and they're from England, and he completely covers his face and everything, but he shows off his grow, and man, he's got a hell of a grow. Super, super nice grow. I don't know if you guys ever swing over to Levels. He lets everybody just come right up, show off their grows, the whole 9 yards. It's nice. It's very nice. It's a good channel. A lot of good people over there. Non-judgmental. Super, super intelligent lot and group of people that come together and help each other out and support each other, which is like that on a number of channels that I come across on here. I mean, look at Growing Old's channel. That is phenomenal. The videos that he cranks out and just the teamwork that they have together over there is fantastic and super welcoming, super inviting. Nothing ever, off-putting or like that. Educational. It's great. It's a great place to be. Good channel to go to. Hey, thanks, big movie. Nice. You get homegrown from a good mate, Limey. Nice. Nice indeed. It's good to get the good hookups like that. I was surprised this year when somebody gave me a clone. Usually everybody wants clones from me, and that's the one that I got scrogged. The Blue Sunset Sherbert. Yep. Think it's going to be a nice one. Everything has its own smell outside right now. So, and the wind kind of pushes everything together. It gives you the trifecta of weed, because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different strains going on out there right now. No problem, Growing Old. No problem at all. I appreciate you. Let's get some stuff together here. Get my dab rig set up. For anybody who hasn't been here before, I've got Bommy rig. And tonight we are going to be using some Rise Hemp Company. We've got Cosmic Nectar. Now watch, I'll open this up and in a high moment I'll have smoked it all. Oh, that stuff smells great. Here, hold on a second. Let me pop this on so you can see it better. There we are. Nice. Hey, Joe, thanks for swinging in. Yeah, I haven't tried the Carta 2. I have a friend of mine who has one. I just haven't got there. I like the bomb. I actually saw it on the Strange Show. I used to spend a lot of time, watching the videos over there and whatnot, and that got me turned on to the bomb E-Rig. I think they had it on their Halloween special or right before then, and it was like just a must-have. Oh, excuse me a second. One of my kids is messaging me. Got to see what that's all about. Kids problem taken care of. Wasn't even a problem. Opportunity. So, let's fire this bad boy up. Bum, 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 bum. Indeed, Joe, stay lifted. Got a nice amount on here. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Nice. And 1, 2. Take a dab. $682 dabs on it. That's nice. That's a lot of dabs. Real lot of dabs. That's good though. Excuse me. Excuse me. Kind of grabbed me some. Scotty 420, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And thanks for swinging in. Hey, Dale, how we doing tonight? Oh, cool, big movie. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that more than you imagine. Oof. Boy, that dab's got me having the dab sweats right now. Anybody got any new seeds started right now? Think I'm getting ready to put in a run of photos for, when my autos get out of the tent, they'll be ready to go in there. So, yeah. Haven't decided yet if I'm going to buy new genetics or stick with what I have here. As I just discovered, it's not that I just discovered, but experienced, or I'm experiencing the difference between, like, I have Seedsman genetics here right now for the autoflowers that I'm growing. They came free when I bought my can. So I decided I'd run those. And again, I've got them stacked up against another company. And I just can't believe the difference. The robustness in the plants, everything's in the same soil, everything's been treated the same, but incredible the difference, between the two of them. As I said, the ones from Seedsman, robust, hardy, whole 9 yards. The ones from the other company, not so much, a little more spindly and stuff along those lines. So it really, I'm really pleased with the higher quality genetics. So I may go on a quest and pick out some. I think that's not a bad idea. So, oh, you got not a lot of new plants going at the moment, Scotty? That's good. That's a good thing. Alaskan, what's going on? Thanks for stopping by. Let's get you modded up. There we go. Hey, thanks everybody for hitting that like button and for stopping by the channel. I appreciate you. I consider you all part of my little extended family here, so thank you all. Thank you very much. As I said, I came on here just because I wanted to start showing off my grow, and I never even thought I'd be sitting here doing a live, and I don't know. I have fun with them. It's something to do. It's quiet in the house. Gives me a chance to talk about things and hang out with all you guys, which is amazing. So, yeah. Yep. I appreciate it. Decisions. Soda water or coffee? We'll go with coffee. Excuse me a second. What do we got going on here? Yeah, I agree, Joe. It's fun just to go into lives and hang out, chat, learn things about people, all sorts of stuff like that. Trying to figure out, though, excuse my coughs, but why I can generally really rally on my first dab, which is equal to about 10 plus hits off from a vape pen, but I can't hit a vape pen without coughing my head off after the first hit, which is why I tend to stay away from them. I have one that I keep on my desk for when I go into a couple of lives and the people there don't smoke weed, they only smoke pens. So I will hit that and cough my head off and let them laugh at me, which is fine. So boy, that dab caught up with me with a little bit. I'm a little high here. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all. Well, tomorrow's dreaded Monday for everybody who's got to go back to work. I guess depending on what you do, that's a good thing. My theory after EDTA or Conservatives and cause throat irritation. I'd say you're probably right, Joe. I would say that. I definitely can't go near a nicotine vape. Those, forget it. They make me want to throw up. So I mean, the ultimate solution would be just to stop smoking cigarettes, that is, and that would be a beautiful thing. So I look at it this way. Let me see. I decided to stop drinking 3 years and a month ago, I think it was, or something like that. It's going to be 3 years and a month soon. And yeah, and I decided after I had that under my belt, I would turn around and work on nicotine next. But, well, it's taken a bit. We'll see. Maybe that'll be my birthday present for me since, I don't know, what's today? Today's the 3rd. 14 days, I turn 60. That'd be a good present for myself. I'm sure other people would appreciate it too. And my pocket, because as we all know, cigarettes are expensive. That was my public service announcement. Thanks, growing old. Anybody got anything exciting going on this week? Got 40 strains going right now. That's killer. That is killer. Wow. I don't even know what to say to that. But, it's cool going into chats of people who do breeding and pheno hunts and all that stuff. I think the last live that I had Frank in there and Good Quality Cannabis and a couple of other people, and they were so in depth in the genetics and talking about the breeding and stuff like that. It was fantastic. It was like an amazing night of educational information for myself. So, oh, it's your Thursday? All right, Scotty, I feel that. I feel that indeed. Yep. Sure, sorry, I'm still in awe and I keep rereading that sentence. I have 40 strains going. That just amazes me. It really does. I've got a barn big enough. The only unfortunate thing is that it's about 60 feet from my house and it has no power to it. It used to, but we can't figure out where the power came in from. I found a grounding rod outside, and usually grounding rods are close by where power comes in or something like that. I know it wasn't ran by a generator, so I don't know. I guess I'll have to figure it out and decide if I really wanted to use the barn to grow. And then I would just say, well, I would say kind of screw it on plant count, because here in New York, it's 6 plants per adult, maximum of 12 per household. 6 mature and 6 immature plants is what they say. But if I have more space, I will grow more. That's one of those things. So I don't know, something to think about. I mean, right now I have 2 4x4s and 2 2x2s. And then I've got another extra light and other stuff if I wanted to set up a closet or part of another room or like that. So that wouldn't be too bad. I mean, generally I try to keep it 4 plants to a tent, but I've ran up to 9 at a time in the 4x4s. And the 2x2s, I like to just One of them I use to clone and run my seedlings in. And if I have anything worthwhile that I want to pull, maybe for a mother plant, I have held one in 2x2 before for a little while, just so I could continue to pull clones off from it. But that was about it. So, yeah. So 8, 9, 10. If I do 5 in the 10th, that's 10. And then the other 2 brings me up to 12. So it's not bad. And I mean, depending on what I'm doing and how much my harvest is, dictates kind of how much I want to grow. Because I don't want weeds sitting around for a year. I mean, it's not that's a huge problem because some stuff is stellar and you want to keep it around, So I'll bring up a question for debate for those people in here who grow. When you store your weed, do you prefer mason jars? Do you prefer Grove bags? I know someone who vacuum seals their weed and then freezes it right away. What do you guys do? I'm just curious. I originally started out with mason jars and then I moved over to a similar product to Grove bags, which I've had great success with. You know, uh, they cure the weed fantastic. The humidity stays where it should be. I don't run into any issues with that, and I'm overall pleased with it. But I'm just curious of what other people do. Yeah. I understand that, Scotty. That was one of the things too that I thought about. It's like, I don't really want to have to dick around burping 20 fucking jars. It's a pain in the ass when you really get down to it. Hey, certified, thanks for coming in. Let me get you modded up here, buddy. There we go. Oh, let's see. Oh, okay. That sounds cool, Son of Odin. I get that. That was in the harvest room that they had, or their drying room. They had it was turkey bags. They'd have like loose bud in bins, and then there was a couple of turkey bags full of bud. Don't know specifically what they were doing with those. And then they had the lids. They were like black bins with yellow lids. I don't know where they got them from, but they stacked nice. They were thick, heavy duty, and yeah. Two Movida packs with the Grove bag, Scotty. Okay. Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. Definitely, Scotty. I have heard that, like here in New York, I can just grind my weed and let's say I forget a bud out, it's fine the next morning. In Colorado, people say it'd be like dust, that it just gets so bad, so dry, so quick. Oh, do you certified? Nice. Nice. That helps me. I don't know if we have one of those up here, but at least I could go to a similar like store and expect to find them. So that's cool. Not not that I think I'll be harvesting that much anytime soon, but still the same. You never know. You never know. Should have a good harvest this summer. Probably the biggest one I've ever had, so I'm good with that. Amp, what's going on? Thanks for coming in. I'm doing fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. We did some dabs, we've done some bong rips. Should probably do another bong rip while we're sitting here just because it's time. So we break out the mega grinder. Yep, that sweet, gassy smell. Oh, I bet it will, certified. I bet it will. Now, do you have a number of different strains growing this year? I don't recall. I know last year was weird because the majority of what we planted was gelato, not thinking that we would pull such the big harvest that we did. So, oh, you got 5 different ones going certified? Nice. That's nice. Good variety. Excellent variety. Hey, Amp, what have you been up to, man? Ah, my lighter. All right, everybody. Scotty 420 before I fire up. I've got 9 photos. I just started and 10 autos last night. Outstanding. Outstanding, Scotty. That's awesome. I love it when people are starting seeds. It's like one of the most exciting things. My ex-sister-in-law was up for our family reunion and she was over today and visiting, chatting, catching up on a bunch of stuff. She was my sister-in-law for 38 years. You know, it's a long time. So, needless to say, I was showing her, she saw the plants outside and was like, oh my God, those are so big. And then she came inside and she saw my autoflowers that I have that are about, I don't know, a couple of them are maybe 13 inches tall. The other ones are at least a foot, you know, but the other ones are higher. So, needless to say, and then she's like, and you grow that from a seed? So I showed her just, you know, one cannabis seed. And it just struck me as to how we take this little tiny seed and we grow them into these monster plants. This great medicine for us that helps us out in so many different ways besides just getting high. And yeah, it was cool. Cool indeed. It was just like one of those full circle moments I had. Cumulus, what's going on? Thanks for stopping in. All right, certified. You take care. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate you. Good luck with those plants. I'll make sure I stop by and check things out. I need to check out the Odin line. That I do. Because I haven't. And that kind of makes me a slacker. Especially since you were one of my first subs to the page or in the first group that I had. So, yeah. Yep. All right, I got sidetracked. I think it's time for us to rip. For anybody who wants to fire up, cheers, everybody. Nice. Nice, nice. Oops. Yeah, take a minute and clean that out. Since I wasn't thinking, take a minute and clean the dab rig out while we're sitting here chatting. There we go. handle. ISO, since it's still pretty, does retain its heat for quite a while. There we go. Oh, nice. There we go. Good as new. Good as new. I will tell you, with the Bomb E-rigs, cleaning out that, the bucket bowl for it is important, but at least every couple of times you use it, you need to pull the glass off from it. You need to clean out the rubber piece in between where the combustion actually takes place. There's like a little V-shaped area where the vapors go, and that's where you get all your reclaim builds up into there. I mean, it can build up enough that it'll block the whole thing like a vape pen does. And I mean, you're pulling out of there. If it gets clogged, it could be up to a gram of reclaim that's sitting in there or more, and it's kind of hideous. It's disgusting when you pull it out of there, but just because it sits right at the same level with the water. So, Cumulus, just tried looking on Amazon for simple glass hand pipe, reasonable. I'm sadly tough to find. Meth pipes inside. Yeah, that is true, Cumulus. That is. They are like that. I know, as awful as it sounds, Temu used to have great prices on it, but I think after everything that went on with them and is going on with China, I don't know of a lot of people ordering from Temu anymore. And I also noticed that their prices went up dramatically. I mean, I can't tell you when the last time was that I ordered on there, but it's, their pricing was hideous. I take it you don't have any glass shops around you. I mean, a lot of our smoke shops that we have in New York, even gas stations now, are selling glass, which is kind of funny. You can go in and, you can buy whatever you need over there. You can get your rolling papers, you can get your bongs, you can get your bowls, you can get your one hitters, you can get all sorts of different crap there. They even sell that fake Fireball in the gas stations, and I guess they did some knockoff Pink Whitney also that they sell in the gas stations here, which everybody thinks is real, and in fact, it isn't. So, yep. I had meant to write some things down that I wanted to talk about today, and instead, I wrote down nothing, but that's beside the point. Hey, Short Chick, thanks for stopping in. How are you tonight? And thank you for the congratulations. Should probably get out some more weed to grind. Gonna do some strawberry kush now. Oh, excellent, Short Chick. Excellent. Oh, Scotty, you got a 4-pack from Odin? Awesome. That is awesome. Are you running those right now? Just curious. Oh, wow. Almost 40 bucks from 10 bucks cumulus? Dang. That is pricey. Very, very pricey. You know, we had a glass shop that was here forever. And they also do body piercings and have clothing and all sorts of stuff. And they are having a huge glass sale. We picked this bong up. It's one with the ghosts on it that I had last time. I mean, the recycler wasn't with it, the ash catcher, and the thing glows in the dark. We paid 45 bucks for it. It's even got a little ghost on the freaking bowl over here. But yeah, it's impressive that it glows in the dark. The little ghosts on here all turn green if the lights are all out. So. Nice. That is nice. Cool. Oh, all auto flowers? Even better. You know, my first run ever was autoflowers. And I grew White Widow. That was what I decided I was going to do. And I remember doing so much research and babying these things and the right temperature and exact humidity and pHing and checking runoff and all this stuff. And then my autoflowers turned into almost 6 feet tall. They were pushing the top of the light, so I had to basically film them over by about a foot because they still had so much time to go. And yeah, it was great. White Widow's an absolutely phenomenal strain. You know, these ones, I actually got them from ILGM, so I have no idea who the actual breeder is. But they were a great, great strain to run, and they were nice seeds. Thanks for the thumbs up, Short Chick. I appreciate that. Appreciate you stopping by as well. There we go. Yeah, definitely everybody sub up to one another, especially. And yeah, sub up to Scotty so you can go check out Son of Odin Seeds growing, because that's always cool. I mean, it's cool that we know people who are breeders and we know people who sell seeds that are breeders, but when you're actually growing someone's product as part of the community, someone's genetics, that's got to be such an amazing feeling. You know, I've won some seeds from people who are breeders. I have not started any of them yet. Part of that's because 40 of them are regs, 4 different strains, 10 of each. And I just have to pick a good time to want to do that. I guess, you know, hunting for females and males and all of that, which isn't the end of the world. Just, I would hate to plant 5 seeds and have all 5 of them be males, but it's a risk that you take. So for me, I would just plant all 10 at the same time and see what happens, you know. Raymond Smoke Break 420 is growing a lot of the BM line. All mine are Fems. Okay. All right, Son of Odin. All right. I'm going to write that down. So my high ass doesn't forget about it when I end the live. Because maybe I'll go order some seeds tonight. Dun, 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 dun. Card game each weekend, free pack of seeds for free. Nice. Nice indeed. Jeez. I'm finding out all sorts of stuff tonight. What's I doing here? I'm just grinding up some more weed. That's called I packed way too much in the grinder that time. It's because I'm being lazy and I don't want to have to grind weed every 4 minutes. And I got everything all over my desk. Dab mops, my silicone ashtray. There we go. Olive line popped. Same with Z-Bud. He has giveaway card games with my seeds as well. Nice. Nice. Cool. I'm going to have to put these things on my weekly calendar so that I can sneak in. You know? That's cool. That's really cool. Yeah, that was an interesting thing when we were at the farm, too. The guy said, if you ever want to try a cut of something, and I was like, man, my heart leapt. I was like, you mean I could come back here and get a cut of something that you have? I thought that was a cool statement that he made, you know, because I'm suspecting that not everybody gets to go to the facility. He explained to me that it's very much protected. What it is it's a farm that's about 500 acres, and they have a farm within the farm. So, oh, wow. Holy shit. 43 people growing the BM line? Wow. Yeah, I know a lot of people don't make videos, but you can still hit them up in chat sometimes, and they give you a lot of great information on, videos are great, but when you've got to just use words to describe what's going on, sometimes it tells you a little bit more than the picture does. Because they paint a whole different view of what they're seeing and what they're smelling and all of that. I don't know. I just appreciate both sides of it. But then also when I'm scrolling, unless I'm in a live or reading comments, you don't get that interaction or that component of things. So, yep. Warriors, what's going on? Thanks for stopping in. Oops, what's my cursor doing here? Outlaws, what's going on? Thanks for stopping by. That's great having that many people though growing the BM line. That's killer. Makes me want to look that up now. Maybe I'll look it up on my phone because I can do that real quick. Since I know that if I go to, let's see here. Let's try this. Seed company. Hey, there we go. All right. Nice. Nice. Cool. Wondering if this will let me toggle pages. There we go. I think my world will be easier when I have my second screen set up. I bought it like 6 months ago, so I'd have dual monitors. And my son is going to be hooking it up for me eventually because I do not believe I have the technical expertise to pull that one off, though I've heard that it's fairly easy. I don't know, when I bought the new computer that I bought, I went and hit this button and a whole new desktop came up that was completely blank with nothing on it. And apparently I can run, I don't know, 20 different desktops on this computer with this one button that lets you scroll through all of them. You know, so I guess if my wife used this computer, she could have her own desktop and anybody else who used it. So, something different. Hey guys, don't forget to sub up to everybody. You know, if being that I got you guys all mods, generally you can just click on one another and sub up so nobody has to run through and drop their channels into the site. So that's not a big deal. And as I said, you know, I mod people up that I know that have been in here that I've seen in other chats and like that. So we just hit an hour. It's not too bad. Not too bad at all. We'll see. Probably stay on for maybe another dab and a couple more bong rips. I don't know. Depends on you guys. If you're enjoying hanging out in the chat, then hey, that's a beautiful thing. You know, I do not mind at all. You know, I was talking about starting some photos. Does anybody have any strong suggestions for seeds to pop or companies to take a look at? I'm definitely going to, you know, there's a number of different companies I'd like to look at, but again, reach back out to the community and see what suggestions they have. I know there are some breeders on here who I would love to get some of their genetics. And I know one of them said that he believes he will be ready finally in November, which is fantastic. So I'm excited about that one. Very excited about it. Because I believe they crossed something with Freak Show or something insane like that. I don't remember which it was, but Freak Show was involved. Hey, we're doing good, Big. Glad you swung back in. Oh, you got a Chinese plate. What do you got on that bad boy? Dab Merino or Summit Seed Bank? Dab Merino. That's the second time somebody's told me Summit. So I definitely need to look into that. This is for photos. Nice. Nice indeed. Well, yes, Son of Odin seeds, that I already had written down. That was actually the first on my list when I wrote these down. You got a plate with rice and crab ragoons and chicken fingers? Damn, that sounds good. That really does. I made myself we had a lot of food left over from the reunion yesterday, but one of the things that, even though my father didn't want, we chose to get was pulled pork. And man, they smoked this stuff perfectly. You know, no barbecue sauce on the pulled pork, but they had sauce on the side. I made a sandwich of that earlier. No sauce, just the pork. Damn, that was good. Definitely hit the spot. Summits on Instagram. Oh, you made some carne asada? Tacos. Nice, Outlaws. Nice. Summits on Instagram. Cool. PRGX.world. All right. PGRX.world. Perfect. Oh, no shit. Oh, thanks, Scotty. Thank you. That's awesome. Rhodes Music. Thanks for swinging through. I know, that's wicked nice. So, I speak of it all the time as to what a great community that we have. And we really do. Aside of trolls that, of course, we all encounter every now and then. Oh, it's 4:24 in the morning, Rhodes? Dang. It's only 11:25 right here at night on Sunday, so dang. Yeah, it'll be 4:24 here soon enough, I guess, when you really get down to it. But yeah, back to the community. You guys are great. You really are. As I said, it doesn't matter what piece of the industry you're in, you're still a part of the big community, and we all learn so much from everybody, whether you're manufacturing, whether you're a grower, whether you're just a plain content creator, which there's nothing wrong with. And that's anything from reviewing cannabis products to reviewing anything. I mean, I know I've got a bunch of subs who really are, they're not can of content creators. They are, other creators that happen to be in other people's channels and are just like, hey, and they sub up and they interact, and it's pretty cool. Oh, absolutely, Scotty. Absolutely. That's so cool. So freaking cool. me arrow this. There we are. Nice. So an odd question. How long have you guys who grow been growing for? Me, myself, I have been growing cannabis for about 3.5 years, probably going on 4, but definitely a solid 3.5 years. 35 years. Nice. That's nice. I had a lot of experiences with greenhouses when I was young, but nothing growing cannabis. But I'm able to, now that I can think back, apply some of the stuff to what we do in our everyday gardens. So it's pretty nice. Breeding for 20? Wow. That's impressive. As I said before, I don't think I have the patience to breed, and it's not something that I'm interested in, but I am in awe of those who do. It blows me away. Oh, you're third generation? That's killer. That is killer. Dang. Auto 6 months. Oh, okay. And photos back in the day, Scotty? I enjoy autos. I just know that for outdoors, there's a part of me that knows how well the photos do out there. I've never ran an auto outdoors. If anybody in here has, let me know what it was like. These ones that I originally popped indoors, I was going to put 2 outdoors and keep 2 indoors. I just don't think I have enough time up here to finish out the season to do that. I think they'd be incredibly small, when I had to pull them. You're in your 4th grow at the moment, Scotty? Nice. Nice. That's cool. That is cool. $35 years. Damn. It'd be neat to have that much time under my belt. But I'll take what I have right now because I'm loving every minute of it. I really am. The only thing I have to think of a different plan for next year is watering, because I discovered, which it's not like I hadn't done the math ahead of time, but my raised bed, which is a 150 gallon stainless steel 4 foot by 2 foot by 2 foot high raised bed, if you do the math on that, it is 15 gallons of water. And because I run cocoa, I have to do it twice a day. So that thing's getting 30 gallons a day of water at the moment. And with our temps up here, it's been mild lately, but the sun's still beating down on the plant. So they are just drinking and drinking. And I'm to the point where it's easier for me to time out how long I want the hose to run for, and just to put it inside there instead of watering the different plants that are in there. Just fill it up till water starts coming out the side. So I don't know. Growing old, running 5 now. Okay. Scotty 420, 4th grow at the moment. Center voting. AJ Greenhouse is running BM line. He's got 6 ounces after cure on Wednesday. Okay, cool. I would love to be able to run autos outdoor here, but I tell you, by the time we are hitting the middle of September, it starts sucking bad, really bad here. You know, the humidity, the rain, you know, getting ready for our falls, which are kind of brutal. So, yeah, growing old, that sounds about right. It's as I said, I just have to I'm not being lazy. It's just I already found out one day I said, "Oh, I can get away with only watering them in the middle of the afternoon instead of, in the morning and at night." Nope. I got up the next morning and they all looked so sad. They were like, "Dad, you suck. You left us thirsty." So, yeah. I think I might get one of those. Anybody ever use the water timers for outdoors? I don't know. I've seen them and I don't know. My only concern is that something would malfunction and it would just run all night long and I wouldn't find it till the morning. And then on top of having flooded plants, my saving grace would be the cocoa, but I would also have a gigantic water bill to go on top of that. Well, I think I'm going to take another bong rip here for anybody who would like to join along. I say cheers to all of you and thank you for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you. Thank you. Peace out, outlaws. Thanks for swinging by and hanging out and chatting with us. Ooh, that forest fire in that ashtray. Wow. It's a little crazy. All right, son of Odin. Catch you later. Scotty, you out of here too? Peace. Thanks. Thanks so much for coming by and sharing all the great information you did. I appreciate it. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, so I decided this morning I made a video and I kind of am doing a before and after of before we defoliated and then I did my 4x4 tent inside and then I'm going to go back out in the morning tomorrow or mid-afternoon and take the last part of it, which will be what we defoliated off the plant or the plants and everybody will be able to see that. So just thought it'd be something kind of cool. See you later, Scotty. Thanks so much. Appreciate you. Definitely going to be having to check out these seed companies. That's going to be cool. Cool indeed. I'll make sure I let everybody know what decisions I've made and whatnot. And, I'll do I'll do a 100% review of the can this time instead of the last time in my videos. I was like, yeah, I bought this thing, and then people were like, it's good. People were like, it wasn't good. And I decided it wasn't a bad price, blah, 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 whatever. So I'll do a better one this time because I was really impressed with the can. I just liked its ease of use, and granted, can you germinate your seeds 1,000 other ways? Yes, you can. But if you get something that can make people's lives a little bit easier, why not? I mean, even for the sake of argument, the little erasable, dry erase chart that they give you to put down your seeds and all that information on there, and what number slot has what kind of seed in it, that in itself is valuable because, yeah, dry erase markers wipe off, but if you spill water on the thing, it's not going to erase. It's not going to run like if you have a notebook out there, you know. At least that's been my experience with it. Am I Johnny Notebook all the time, Mr. Scholar writing everything down? No, half the time I don't. Something I need to get better about, but I know that for seeds, I always write down what I've started for seeds and I track them all the way up, generally until I put them into flower. And then I just write down the date that I put them into flower and not too much more information on it, and that goes as far as even, I should, but I don't always track my yields. And that's partially because sometimes, we'll be pulling 3 different strains at the same time, and I'm running out of room for where I'm exactly going to be drying stuff and, using the 4-tier rack and, all sorts of, or 6-tier rack. That's right. I don't have the 4-tier anymore. So, yeah. Yep. So, I don't know. I see our rooms emptied out a lot, and that's okay. I appreciate everybody that came in and hung out. I don't know, I'll stay on for a little while longer. Not exactly tired yet or ready to go crash out. So, yeah, just hang out, see if anybody else is wandering through. It's been a good night indeed. I do think I'm going to start planning out my lives a little bit. I enjoy watching other people who have scripted some of their information because, I'm sure I can leave little spaces in it for when I want to tell my rambling stories, but at least as I progressively get higher, it would give me an opportunity to stay on track, which is not always a bad thing. And then I can plan out how much time I actually want to spend in a live. That's another thing too. So, yeah. Yep. Not that I ever go by what I feel. I like to have it be by what's going on in the room, and what everybody's doing. But it's cool. Sometimes I'll listen to somebody say, hey, I know you're shutting down your live, but I'm having a live now. So, you go over there and hang out a little bit, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool the support, as I said, that everybody has for one another. It's phenomenal to me. Definitely different than any club or group I was ever in high school or anything like that, or even college for that sake. I wasn't in a fraternity, so I can't speak for that. But, if you take a look at the general size of our community, it's pretty damn large. Yeah, you're right, growing old. You are right. It is. It definitely is about the brotherhood and sisterhood. Yeah. The camaraderie, the sharing. That's a huge one right there. Being a part of something bigger than yourself. Yep. I've only ran into a few people on here who know everything, according to them, which is kind of funny. And I let them have their glory. But it's, you really do. You got to remember that you're part of a bigger thing, a bigger machine. I mean, I'm sure the ultimate goal for all of us is to be able to grow our own medicine for whatever purpose we're choosing to use it for, and to be able to grow it legally. You know, I guess. I don't know. I am, again, on a little bit of a rant at the moment, a ramble or something. So, yeah. Hmm. Already thinking about breakfast for tomorrow morning. That's probably not a good thing, but I am thinking it's going to be sausage biscuits and gravy. But I don't know if I have biscuits, but I definitely will make the sausage gravy. I'm sure I can find some form of carbohydrates to put it on. So that'll be pretty good. So, aside of growing cannabis, has anybody got a full garden in this year? About the only person who I track what they're growing is Senate, who's growing a bunch of peppers. And yeah, for some reason, I just got hooked on following his grow for those. So yeah, yep. But yeah, I just wondered. It was a suggestion my wife had for myself is, hey, why don't you use the tents to grow some vegetables? She hasn't asked me to do anything outside because she knows that our soil is so bad out there. You know, it's like you can go down just below the grass line and it's nothing but rock. So, as unfortunate as that is, but I suppose I could get a truckload of soil brought in. It's not that much money. I know I was checking into gravel and because I have some spots around my house I want to drop gravel in, and whole dump truck's only $350. But then it's moving it everywhere, which I have done before, and it is not a pleasant experience. Huh. Well, all right, growing old. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate you. I will be sure to swing by your channel. You know I do. I try to say something. Sometimes I just lurk in the background. But all right, you have a fantastic night, and thanks again for coming through. I appreciate you. Do, 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 do. Think I'm going to pack up another bowl here. Figure why not? It's only 11:45. It's a strawberry kush this time. You can see it. I gotta go this way with it. If I can do it without dumping it all over the place. There we are. Pack this up. And bong rip time it is. Cheers, everybody who's in here. Nice. Excuse me. Much better, I think. Well, I think I'm going to wrap this up. Thanks everybody for stopping by. I appreciate you. I appreciate y'all helping me out to get to 300 subscribers. I want y'all to know that it's been great. Absolutely great tonight. So, all right, everybody have a wonderful and fantastic evening. And I will catch y'all tomorrow, I'm sure, at some point. All right. See you later. Peace.